What's smashing, y'all? Welcome to Mind,
Body.
Kin, two cousins on a wellness journey. I'm gonna let my cousin CJ introduce himself first.
What's good? My name is CJ. I'm 33, going on 34, type 2 diabetic. So within the recent years, I've been trying to motivate myself and start this wellness journey. This time, I'm bringing my cousin Smash with me.
So the cool thing about CJ is that he's been on this journey for a while. I did lose a whole bunch of weight. I'm 36 years old and my max weight was 330 pounds. I'm currently 230. And the best thing about this is that CJ was already on this journey. CJ would post on Instagram every morning that he's at the gym, or he'll do a push-up challenge, and he'll always tag me and try to motivate me. And for some reason, I just didn't catch on. I mean, I'll do it for a couple of days, and then I stopped. But I have 3 kids, 3 boys, and I plan on working on a 4th one. So this venture of mine, a MindBodyKin, is not only mental, but physical, so I can be able to keep up with my kids. I'm also a combat vet with PTSD, so you're going to see me go through it mentally a lot. Some days are worse than others, and hopefully you guys get to see all of it, because I'm not ashamed to share my story, and neither is my cousin CJ.
Not at all. So, my highest weight, I was 350. Got all the way down to 167. I'm currently, unfortunately, back up to 235. I'm currently going to the gym 2 hours a day. Basically, in the morning, I fast. I meal prep when I can at least. And I try to put about 10 to 12,000 steps in a day.
See, because CJ's a diabetic, his lifestyle is going to be completely different than mine. As though we're going through this journey together to motivate each other, hopefully we motivate you.
For sure.
Because as you're along this journey with me and CJ's going to count calories. CJ's going to meal prep. CJ's going to go gym for 2 hours a day when he can. And me, I'm the complete opposite. I'm going to go outside with my kids and run around a little bit. I'm going to sit here behind the camera and look handsome. I'm going to try to focus on my PTSD and how I approach it differently. Not only so I can give myself a better life, but I can give my kids a better life. Because my PTSD is restricting. And as awesome as the dad I am, I still want to give him a better life. And I'm so blessed to have my cousin here to motivate me. I have a question for you.
Sure.
On this journey that you already been on, that I'm just catching up on, what has been the hardest part of like counting carbs or being a diabetic? Like, what's the hardest part about being I'm not a diabetic. I don't know what that feeling is like. What's the hardest part about being a diabetic?
So, the hardest part about being diabetic is not preparing foods that you could eat on the go.
Not preparing foods that you can eat on the go. But were you ever into like sugary stuff? Isn't that what you mean? Isn't that diabetes that you can't have like sugar? So yeah. What is the one sugar thing that you see and you're like, I'm about to risk it all?
I mean, ice cream. But but luckily, they make sugar-free ice cream. But yeah, it all comes down to what you eat. As far as a diabetic, anything that we eat converts into sugar. So, you could literally not eat no sugar and your sugar will still be high just based off of what you consume.
So, okay, now that you have that sugar aspect, right? What made you start meal prepping? Like, I never sit at my food and said, let me cook 7 chickens, a big pot of rice, and some veggies for a week. To me, by day 2, I don't even think I'll make it past day 1. Day 2, seeing the same food again would drive me crazy because like I love variety. I love, I am going to focus on keto. I'm giving up carbs. I am going to fast. All I drink is water and coffee in the morning. Usually my first meal is around 1 or 2 in the afternoon. So as you're waking up at 4:30, I wake up about 4 hours later than you. Is there a benefit to being that early in the gym? Is it empty or is it more peaceful?
They actually say that when you do some type of working out or meditation or prayer in the morning, it sets the whole mood for the whole day.
Talking about prayer, I'm a combat vet with PTSD, and there's a lot of things I haven't come to peace with. So I'm not super big into religion. But on the other hand, my cousin is finding his faith again in God, and he's been preaching it to everyone in a way where it motivates people. And I'm not even a religious person. So if you're into religion and you believe that your situation with God and your strength with God and your relationship with God is strong, CJ's on that journey with you. If you're like me and you're not super religious, you can join me on this journey. CJ, we have a Twitter where CJ posts quotes about faith. And it's not always about God, so don't be there and be like, oh, I'm going to come here and all I'm here about is God, God, God. As much as I respect CJ and his beliefs, he respects mine. So our content together may have some religious purposes to it,
but not all.
But all is more motivation. It's more the motivational concept. And if you don't even see it, it's for us. This whole journey is for us to push each other. And I'm really, really hoping that you guys join us on the way. Me and CJ both experienced loss. I lost my stepfather, my dad, to cancer, and he lost his mom. And he's going to tell you a little bit more how it affected him and pushed him actually on this journey.
Yeah, so around 27, my mother had got diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. So, a part of the reason why I started to lose weight primarily was my mother. She's always been my biggest cheerleader, and when I first started to lose a couple pounds, she was so happy. She even started walking in the waterfront with me. You can ask anybody in my family. My mother was in the waterfront every day, and at 7:30 I would get that text like, "Oh, where are you at? If you're not work, we're going walking." And she started practicing the good cooking and the diet and stuff like that. So this journey is actually a way that I'm finding myself getting closer to her as well. And so for me, as well as my relationship with God, like Victor said, I'm heavy more in my faith now. Obviously after losing my mother, at 27, that's really all I could depend on. So throughout this, the journey that I'm taking by myself, I have found myself, a little bit closer to her, a little bit closer to God. And, essentially when I lost her, that's really all I could depend on. And he showed up every time.
It's kind of rough when you lose, the whole part of this is being mind, body, kin. So our strength is in our blood. CJ's been my best friend since I was probably like 12 and he was 9 when he came back from Indiana. And I did leave to the army, so we kind of spaced out a little bit. But one thing that has always been consistent is our love for each other and our motivation for each other. His mom was a beacon in this dark world. She was a light. If you ever wanted someone to give you a compliment, she was that person. If you ever wanted someone to tell you were looking good, she was that person. If you were ever hungry and you wanted food, she was that person. And seeing the effect that had on CJ mentally, he went through it. So this is part of that mind aspect. CJ's still grieving to this moment. Mm-hmm. And I'm still grieving too. I lost my dad 3 years ago to cancer. He got an extra 8 years after he was first got diagnosed. I lost him as well. And it is a mental process. It is a grieving process. And I'm happy that I got to be here for you. And likewise. As well as my cousin here for me. I don't think I could have made it without the compassion. Because, everyone goes through loss. But when I'm going through loss with my siblings were also going through that loss. So I couldn't rely on them because we were all holding it individually. And then I was able to go to my cousin because both our parents had cancer. Both our parents passed away from cancer. Both of us are going through this. My stepdad and his mom were two of the most beautiful people that you would ever meet in this lifetime. And I'm not talking about physical. Yes, my aunt was beautiful, but their spirit and what they gave. And I hope that us here on MindBodyKin, we get to project that as your motivational, as you join us on this journey, as you join us through, we're going to show us everything, our ups, our downs, our complications, what's the hardest parts for us. We're going to have a journal, we'll probably have a blog where we write about how our days are going and the toughest moments that we've experienced. Since you've been doing this way before I have, I did go on this weight loss journey, but I did it by myself. Now that I gained a couple pounds, I'm at 230. I would like to be like 195. If you could get down to a good, healthy weight where you feel it'll help boost your mind, your physical, and you just feel satisfied with yourself, where would that be?
Honestly, I would say about 185. With like 17% body fat is, my ideal weight where I want to be.
Do you use an app for that?
Yeah, so I have the Bluetooth Renpo scale. $20 something on Amazon. Amazon got the best stuff, I'm telling you. That scale is amazing.
I am an Amazon affiliate, so I'll put the link down in the video. So okay, you have that. I actually don't use anything. I do have a Google Watch. It does have Fitbit. I think I'm gonna activate it and use it. When you're going through this journey for your health, what are key factors? Like, do you check your weight every day? Do you check your BMI every day? Do you check like your food, like your consumption every day? What is something Every day you know that when you're going through your weight loss process, that you have to check it. If not, you're not satisfied mentally.
So weight wise, I check every week. Usually on Sundays, because I'm trying to practice Saturday fasting. What I check daily mostly is steps, as I'm trying to get anywhere between 10,000 and 12,000 steps daily.
Mr. Beast does 12,250, and he looks ripped. I'm about to copy that.
No,
I'm about to.
Yes, seriously. The steps is what makes you lose weight, essentially.
Yeah, it's the being active, the cardio. Okay, and in the mental aspect, how do you think you could benefit our viewers? Like if they're watching you and they're going through something, or if they come here and they tune on to us, what they should look forward to from you? What is one thing that I know if I tune in, I see CJ, I know CJ's gonna give me motivation for this. What is it?
So honestly, the person that I'm trying to reach within this whole progress is that person that feels like there's nothing there. Because throughout my life I've been in dark places, and I'm still here. I'm still here. Every situation that I've had, I literally grabbed myself out of it. And you could ask anybody, I am the light. Like I am that positive influence on anybody in my circle, my coworkers, my friends, my family. They're not gonna be like, oh, TJ, yeah, he's very depressed and he's very pessimistic. No, they're gonna say, oh, he's always smiling. He's always giving that motivation. He's always being encouraging. That's the person that I want to reach.
And see, and the thing of being fully transparent with y'all is that I as well. I mean, December of 2022, I was about to kill myself. Like I was going through suicide. I was going through stuff, and not 2022, 2021. Sorry, and it just happened to be my best friend knocking on my door right before I did something crazy that changed my life around. So we're being fully transparent. I'm being as honest as possible. I'm trying to put everything out there because we're not perfect. Just like you watching this, we are human beings. Yes. We're not perfect. CJ might wake up tomorrow and not want to go to the gym. And hopefully I could be that motivation. Like, CJ, you got this, cousin. You're going to go. And, hopefully it could be vice versa. And hopefully it'll work for you as well. So if you're not following us on all our social medias at MindBodyKin, I hope you do.
I suggest you do follow that Twitter. Especially if you're going through that rough time, as majority of the days I'm posting motivational quotes, not necessarily religious or faith-based quotes, but just something to read and make you feel alive again.
And I'm not a big motivational person. Like I am a love yourself person, if that makes sense. Like I want you to love yourself and put forward your best self and try to be a better person every day. But I'm not like, yeah, you got this. Da-da. No, it's more of a, if you put in hard work, you're going to succeed past somebody. And that's how the way I see it. Is there anything else you would like to say to everyone that's watching our podcast before we leave?
Welcome. And congratulations, because you're going to be seeing two people go beyond what they thought they could.
Yeah, this is just the beginning. We do plan to have this in a video and audio format. So if you just want to listen to audio, you can. But we do plan to post this podcast on YouTube, hopefully at least bi-weekly, and update you guys weekly, at least on the blog, and see how that goes. So if you haven't yet, please make sure that you smash that subscribe button, that follow button, whatever you're watching, wherever you're at. Make sure you hit that like or subscribe or follow. And we're going to try our best to be consistent, try our best that even if we're not in the same place, we live an hour away from each other. So we're not always going to be like this.
Yeah.
There's going to be Discord calls that hopefully maybe some of you guys can join. There's going to be group sessions where we sit down and we plan our week, or he plans his food, and I just sit there and I accompany him and I enjoy him on this ride and this journey. So if you need motivation, the same way that I'm going to need motivation, same way that my cousin CJ is going to need motivation, I hope that we can all push each other. Hopefully by the end of this week, we'll have a Discord set up so you guys can join us. I'll also put it down into the description. And we're just going to post our meals, our habits. What else would you like to share with them?
Honestly, I think I'm going to share you a little bit of my mind. Because at the end of the day, everybody goes through something. So if you're that viewer that is going through something and doesn't have an outlet, come join us. I promise you, when you leave, you'll feel a little bit better.
I believe that the mind and the body are extremely tied together.
Exactly.
I feel like they're extremely tied together, and my body aspect is secondary. So my physical is secondary. to me, the mind in MindBodyKin is where I'm really focused at, because I know once I get my mind right, the physical will follow.
And then that's essentially true.
And like seeing you up at 4:30 in the morning at the gym, seeing you posting, I'm like, I wake up at 7:30. I'm like, hold on, wait a minute. CJ's at the gym 3 hours ago. So hopefully we're here to motivate each other. And I mean, you're watching Mind
Body.
Kid, two cousins on a wellness journey.
Thank you.
This is our first episode. It might be a little bit rough around the edges, but if you're here in the beginning, you're gonna see us grow. You're gonna see us progress. We're just gonna get better and better. And I promise you, we're gonna try our hardest.
You know I will.
Matter of fact, I promise you I got your back.
And you already know.
Thank you, cousin. I love you.
Love you back.
Yo, if you guys are watching this, I'm gonna let CJ say goodbye, then I'm gonna say my goodbyes.
Alright guys. Again, thank you for coming. I hope that you continue to watch, because you know this struggle is a struggle that everybody could relate to. Whether it's, you know, family issue, relationship issue, losing someone very dear to you, or, you know, just trying to be mentally and physically fit. Because, let's be honest, who doesn't like to look good?
I think, for me, is, you know, I felt very alone in this process for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's easy to try to do it around my kids and easy to try to focus on them. But focusing on them so much, I wasn't focusing on myself. I got into a healthy relationship after being in a couple bad ones where I just dove headfirst into the relationship and I let my health go. My lowest, I think I was 190 2 years ago. Now I'm 235, 230. So I would love to get back to that 190 and not only being at 190 and like I don't want to be ripped, I don't want to be jacked, I don't want six packs.
You just want to be
I just want if I see my kid run, I want to be able to keep up. No, that's it. So thank you for joining us on this journey. As always, don't forget to have a smashing day. My boy Smash.
Your boy CJ.
We out. Peace. Mind,
Body.
Kin. Two cousins on a wellness journey.
Wasn't too bad.